Welcome back to my tiny garage. Metal. I'm putting things on the car. It's going to be a quick video this week. Let's get into it. Okay, so I scraped all the paint, ground all the paint, whatever you want to say, off from all this. Edges, I'll do the rest of it once it's in place. So this line right here, the bead roll that's going to be right here, that's going to be plugged in later. So right now I need to figure out where I want this. What I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can see that. So I'm going to line this up to there and tack it right there. And not worry about that roll until later on in my life. That's future Jason's problem. In a few weeks, maybe a month or so, when I recreate that center line and finish this gap. So if I can get these two sidewalls on this week, then next week I can work on that floor and undercarriage area. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that bend because I'm going to literally cut this section out and put in a perfectly made piece that I'm going to make out of new steel later on. I got this piece almost perfect, just got to flatten this back out. One or two dings there. Got the other side almost done. Once I get this piece in like it is, we're going to probably, like that of course needs cut off, but it's okay right now. Then I'm going to make a wheel arch out of square tubing that'll hold the fender in place so that both fenders are exactly the same height off the ground, or in this case from the top. I've also been thinking, I don't know, I might delete the gutter. I don't know. I gotta fix it on the other side. and I gotta make this side look like this. I don't know, I might delete it. Comment below. Smooth, no gutter. I've seen it done. I like it. It's obviously a lot of extra work, but it's not like this is due tomorrow. Then once all this is in place, I can really go to town on getting rid of the rest of the paint. So it's all this, so I can start with a clean slate. Nice. That's cool. This is a little bit on the flex side, but yeah, I can pop that out from the inside. Now I gotta do this all again on the other side. Over there. The other side. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week. This is gonna suck. I like having the garage doors open whenever the weather's nice. Rain, if it's blowing in, I'm getting wet. It's happened before. Now I gotta get this fender in place. So here's the next thing. Right now, this arch of cut metal does match the arch of this, but it does not reach. I can't get this to the bolt holes underneath where this goes. That's actually not a bad thing. That means that I have to cut this just a little bit more to snug it up in there and make a nice, beautiful cut. So before I put this in place, I'm going to put a bead in there, by the way. Before I put this in place, snug up to this and cut all this, I'm going to get a piece of square tube and replicate this arch from here to there on this, and then that will be welded to the body and mounted with mounting brackets, so that not only will there be holes holding it into its original holes, but there will also be a spot above it that'll hold it in place maybe once or twice back here, so that I can mount it up in there and hold it in place and make sure this arch looks right. I'll put some fender beading in between that, I decided. So once it gets all clean, the edge of this will be the square, the bottom of this will actually have a square tube coming off from it to fill in the gap from right about here all the way to back there. And then up here, it'll all be just welded together with a piece of little thin metal. So it's a good thing that I did cut this to match this as close as I could, but it's a good thing right now that I don't have a perfect mount. I can't push it up any further. There's a little bit of meat on the bone right here. I gotta trim that off to get that up there, and then this guy kind of fits, but not really. So, but does look really cool, doesn't it? Right about there we go. So these, of course, the plan will be that this is straight out so that it goes right in line with the front fender. And normally this would be inside like this and it would disappear, but I'm going to extend it out a lot so that it flattens and it'll be the same depth from here to here it is here to here, as opposed to a beetle that has a slight curve inward from the top down. So this fender needs a little bit of a fixing. A little crack here. There's a big dent back here, but I don't know if I'm going to need that section yet. I've got to finish the engine bay, and I won't finish the engine bay until I have an engine in place. I have a 1500, or no, I have a 1600 engine that's just the long block. There's no tins on it. I may put that in place and put little feelers out so I got an idea of where that all goes. And my cardboard doesn't fit anymore because I made the cardboard the extreme measurements of all the outside. So my cardboard engine doesn't fit because it's the extreme corners, and basically the corners are all in the way. So that's really cool looking cool. And then the roll from here will finish with a separate piece that'll go from here all the way back, and it'll fill in that gap exactly. And I'll make two identical ones so they match on both sides, but I'll make them on my bead roller separate. There it is. A little bit every night. Not much done this week, but progress is progress. I think what I'll do now is I have determined that the other piece that I cut of this is a little too far gone to use on the other side because of its pitting and its rust holes. So the plan now is I've got one more piece of the panel from the bus that was originally on that side of the bus, I believe. Yeah, it was originally on that side of the bus, so it's going to go back on that side of the bus. It's above the wheel well and everything. So I'm going to try to cut an identical piece over there, just like I did last time, 2 weeks ago, and make another section like this to fill in this gap. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure it's not enough cut, too low, so that eventually whenever I get that square beam arch. Fun thing is, we just got a square tube roller at my job, so I don't have to buy a square tube roller. I was going to do that anyway. I was going to hunker down and buy one, I guess. But I don't have to now. Yay! It's great working in a shop that I can use all the tools from. This side's on. Is the other side on? That's my secret. No, it's not on right now. No. It fits, it's just not tacked in place. I gotta turn the car around. I'm gonna do that when it's not raining. It just got done pouring, so. Yeah. Stay tuned next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ding the bell, do all the things. See you on the flip side.